So basically, Nemesis is jacked up Mr. X. Let me switch over to desktop. And unlike Mr. X, Nemesis is a little bit faster. He has his own rocket launcher, and he's faster, and he like shows up in a lot more unexpected places. So I think I could just find it from. I want to watch it directly from the Resident Evil channel, because that's like where, yeah, Nemesis trailer. This is like 1 month ago. Let's see how terrifying this is. Okay. Oh, I muted the tab. That's why. All right, here we go. This is Nemesis.
Come on!
Hey, easy, lady. I got you.
Who are you? What do you do?
Name's Carlos, and I'm saving you. I'm with the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service. UBCS for short.
This city is completely cut off, isolated. We need help. My men cannot do this alone.
The town's crawling with those freaks. No chance of fighting our way out of the city.
Okay, hold on. Let me explain that creature right there. This is a hunter. It's faster than a zombie. It's pretty much a giant lizard who can actually pounce on you, who can scratch you, and yeah, a little bit tankier than a zombie. So this is going to be fun to fight. So yeah, giant lizard. It actually looks pretty cool. I'm not scared by this thing. It really looks super cool.
Fighting our way out of the city. Why is she here? She's unreliable.
It's me he's after. I'll buy you some time.
Hey, wait! Wait, Jill!
Hold up. Pause. I need to take a look at his weapon. Oh. Wait. Don't tell me. Is this a flamethrower with a machine gun? A flamethrower with a minigun. Are you kidding me?
Nani?
This is hacks. This is hacks right here. Well, you have that command, Zombie Hunter, so that's why I put Steve Harvey in there. But this is a stupid, jacked up weapon. And he has tentacles. Hentai, anyone? Ew, I don't like that grunt though.
Jill, what happened? Come in!
No, that grunt doesn't sound scary. That sounds really muffled. Oh, so let me explain Resident Evil Resistance. Basically, Resistance is a multiplayer co-op game that they include with the third game, where you can either be the mastermind, in which you control a field where everybody gets to fight your obstacles you set up. So basically, you put your players in a room where you could put whatever zombies you want, whatever bosses you want, and any traps that you set up. And one of these, it's basically like Dead by Daylight, and except you have the role to be the mastermind of a Dead by Daylight course. So yeah, this is online. These are 6 players who are going to be online. You can either choose to be one of the players escaping the trap room set up by the mastermind, or you can be the mastermind to set up the trap room for these 6 players. So this is actually going to be quite fun. I'm going to be streaming this online mode for sure. Okay, how practical is this outfit? This is terrible. Actually, if you want to see, Nemesis was actually featured in a fighting game before. Okay, this is terrifying. Nemesis was also featured in a fighting game before, which is like Marvel vs. Capcom, and I could show you like a trailer for it. Yeah, Hunters would be a pretty good obstacle. I would definitely be down for that. So yeah, here is Nemesis in a fighting game, in the first ever fighting game debut that he's had. And this was his first design too.
My claws have been aching for some action. Live and let die. Fight! Level air combo!
Okay, yeah, he is holding an RPG because that was originally his signature weapon. The tentacles are there. Okay, Zombie Hunter. This is going to be kind of a sort of spoilerish element, but it's not going to be a plot-related spoiler. But just like Mr. X, Nemesis has a second form, which shouldn't be any surprise to you because that's like a boss logic, right? You know, bosses have like second forms all the time. So here's Nemesis's second form coming up. Yep, that's going to be uglier in the remake. I'll tell you that. That's going to be a heck of a lot uglier. We're going to get like a greater WTF when we see how that thing is going to be in HD graphics, okay? Oh yeah. Now we get, here's the thing though, when we got Mr. X, like, okay, here's the picture of like Mr. Here's the thing with like Mr. X in his second form. We don't exactly get like, we see his glove come off. But that's the thing, like the mechanic about it. Like with Mr. X, he isn't perfectly evolved too. You see, his gloves actually contain like devices that prohibit his power, like limit his power. If this glove comes off, he would be much more evolved. So essentially what we fought was a nerfed, it was a nerfed evolved Mr. X. Not the full evolution, but a nerfed evolution. So if this glove comes off, we would be really dead. And this over here would be uglier. So you get 2 claws instead of 1 claw. And a much more uglier mugshot than this. This guy would be faster, and we're pretty much screwed. Nemesis is going to take off all his clothes, remove his rocket launcher. Actually, and it's going to be tough. So essentially speaking, if this is the form right here, if both gloves are off, this would be what Mr. X would look like, and he would be much more difficult to fight Zombie Hunter. This is what happens when both of the power limit gloves are off his hands. This is harder to fight than this thing right here. So now Nemesis, Resident Evil 3. Okay, so I think there's like a full body shot of him somewhere. Remake. I'll see him around here. I think it's on the I think it's in the wiki. Yeah, there we go. Why is he wearing the glove though? He can remove, become powerful. So with those claws, because they're stuck to him. They're forced onto him, so he can't remove it. and he doesn't feel pain. So somebody has to destroy the gloves to trigger the second form. He can't remove it himself. Anyways, where the heck? Nemesis T-type. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Full-size image. Nemesis T-type in all his remake glory. This is his new RPG. Yeah, we're pretty screwed. Until we have a weapon that could kill this thing. But I don't, but not even an RPG can kill this thing because we know he can evolve too. So yeah, we're gonna be pretty screwed, a lot more screwed than Mr. X running after us. How much bullets will he eat? Like 1,000,000? 1,000,000 until like... So I know Mr. X can actually, you can get him to like, you know, stop after a certain amount of bullets or shotgun shells or magnum shells. Nemesis right here? He's not gonna stop. We have to hide from this guy. Like, for real. So we gotta be careful. The zombies are gonna be no problem. It's just easy. Just shoot the legs, use the knife, and that's it. In a public open area, just run. This is how we're gonna do it. In a closed building, we're just gonna have to shoot the legs, knife the upper body. That's it. I'm gonna figure out how we can actually... I think hunters we could just get with the headshots. Oh. Yeah, Nemesis is going to be a deal. There are other new enemies we're gonna get in Resident Evil 3. Actually, so we don't actually have a trailer for those enemies yet, but we actually do have pictures for them. So let me see where the pictures are, because I just saw them. Yeah, here we go. Okay, Drain Deimos. So we got a screenshot though. This thing is a parasite. It sticks to the walls. It has the same virus as the zombies, but it's basically a mutated tick.
Nani?
This thing is a tick. One tiny thing that's the size of this that became this thing. You mean the lickers? Probably. Yo, what's up, Psycax? How are you doing? Yeah, I don't know how either, but I hope these things are blind, like the lickers, because I have no idea, but that's the power of the T virus. That's the power of the zombie virus of Resident Evil. Yep, it's ugly and beautiful, isn't it? Okay, let me show you what else we have that's coming out in the Resident Evil 3. Actually, hold on a second. We also will have the zombie dog still. The brain sucker doesn't have an image yet, but we will get those. I hope... well, if it is going to be blind, then we could take that to our advantage, because the licker, the brain thing crawler, was blind. Oh, Hunter Beta. So this is another version of the Hunter called the Hunter Beta. It's a much more mutated version of the Hunter. So this one's going to be like a step up from the first Hunter we saw in the trailer. I think the Hunter that we saw in the trailer was an alpha one, which is essentially like the first type. This is the beta form, which I believe is the second form. It's going to be faster, it's going to be stronger, but if what we could do is just shoot it in the head, then we should be okay. Just like the zombie dogs that we took care of, if we shoot them in the right parts with enough bullets. Oh yeah, you want to see another type of hunters? I'll show you another type of hunter. Here we go. All right, here we go. Let me show you another hunter. Here we go. Hunter Gamma. Here you go. Here's a giant frog. Hunter Gamma. Look at this beast. Look at this frog right here. It's an actual frog. It's a sewer frog. We're going to be having a fun time with this game. I swear to God. I'm going to be more annoyed than... The only thing I'm going to be running for my life for is Nemesis, but these guys are just going to annoy the hell out of me. The T-virus is a dangerous thing. You see how this frog became something from the size of my hand to... this thing? That's a good question. Handgun bullets aren't going to kill that thing. Actually, you know what? These are eyes right here. So, like, if you could shoot these things in the eyes, at least they would just go back, right? So, the eyes could be a good part to shoot. Like, you could always aim for the head, if anything. Or, like, the eyeballs. That's where you can go for. Or, like, if you can just go for the legs like the zombies, then that should work too, right? So that's the strategy. Like, if a lot of these monsters... Well, zombies, I know they're pretty weak in the legs, so you could just shoot the legs of zombies. But these things, you might have to go for the headshots. If they have eyes, go for the eyes to blind them. I don't know. I don't know how fast this frog is supposed to be. That's my concern. What did these frogs look like before? This thing doesn't even look that scary. It kind of looks really funny. This is the old design, by the way. It looks stupid. Okay, these are old graphics, but that kind of looks scary. But yeah, they did change it because everything in Resident Evil, the new Resident Evil, is supposed to be much more terrifying than usual. So yeah, this is really going to be fun. This is absolutely going to be fun. Oh, they don't have new designs for it, but here's another boss that we're going to fight. A Gravedigger, aka a giant worm. A giant freaking worm. This is like an episode of SpongeBob, and this thing eats bodies to grow. How the heck do we fight this thing? Uh-huh. It has 100 teeth, alright. Might be the case where we have to shoot its mouth. We might have to, like, shotgun shell this thing. If we could get a shotgun, like a submachine gun, or like a magnum, and throw... if it... Okay, that's an idea. If it grabs us, we could just shove the grenade, or, you know, a flashbang, a grenade and a flashbang in its mouth. Boom. It could deal some damage. And then we can also shoot it easily after we give it a grenade and a flashbang. Because if it can actually grab us, that's the least we can do. It would be a waste to use a knife because we need the knives to kill the regular enemies. This is a boss fight. We need grenades and flashbangs. So if we were to save our grenades and flashbangs for the boss fights like this one... Oh my god. We have to be careful with Nemesis because Nemesis can show up everywhere. Because let's say you're walking in a building. Nemesis just punches up from the floor and comes out of the floor. You did not expect that. Let's say you're walking in the street. You come across a manhole. Nemesis pops out of the bushes. You thought Nemesis was going to pop out from the ground, but no, he came from the bushes. Surprise. Can you hear the footsteps? No, because Nemesis is more slick. He's more ninja than Mr. X. But we might be able to have some sound cues from Nemesis in the meantime that hopefully we could be able to track him down by. But regardless, the only way we can really defeat Nemesis is at a certain point in the game, and when we fight his second form, that's the next time we could be able to, like, shoot at him. So, yeah, this is going to be tough. This is going to be really, really, really tough. I'm going to have to take some tips and tricks from, like, any people who's beat the game first before I attempt this myself to make this a little bit smoother. Because if I go in this pretty blind, I'm screwed for life. But yeah, I can't wait to see you around for a Zombie Hunter. This is going to be much more of a challenge than Resident Evil 2 for sure. Because Resident Evil 2, all we had were zombies. All we had were the plant things. And the zombie dogs and Mr. X. That was it. Oh, we also had those giant blob things in the sewers. So yeah, this Resident Evil 2 seems like it's been much more of a cakewalk compared to like what we're gonna get for Resident Evil 3. Plus, we're also supposed to gonna get Resident Evil. Did we get Resident Evil 8? 8 is the next game in the series, but they haven't worked on it yet because a lot of people demanded, they've heavily requested for a remake of the old games, and here we have it. Number 3 coming up next, coming out next month. Next month is when the game is coming out. I'll be sure to get on it. Why did they jump to 8? Because Resident Evil 7 came out like some time ago. When did it come out? And Resident Evil 6 and 5 were not good Resident Evil games, actually. So this game came out in like what? 2017. And this was the last Resident Evil game that was terrific, that a lot of people loved because it went back to first-person horror instead of Resident Evil 6 and 5, which were more action-packed. Resident Evil 4 was pretty good too, but it was a fine balance between action and horror at the same time. 5 and 6 lost the touch of horror, and Resident Evil 7 got back on the horror aspect. If you get Resident Evil 3 at a discount, it won't cost that much. Yeah, it's supposed to be horror, but 5 and 6, they become action-packed games instead of horror. They lost their mind during that time, but so they got back on track with the remakes for 2 and 3. So at some point in time, they will release Resident Evil 8 to continue the main story. But otherwise, this is a nice rewrite of like the same story from back in the early 90s to the modern audience that they have today. What else do I want to say? Let me see if there's anything else that the Resident Evil channel has released for the game, actually. Dang, they don't release too much content.
Peggy 18.
Attention all citizens. You are advised to take shelter at the Raccoon City Police Station.
This is not how I imagined my first day.
That's not what you're supposed to do. We already had this. I already have the game and everything. Oh, actually, Zombie Hunter, let me show you something cool. So this is from a Resident Evil movie when Leon, this is showcasing, this is not going to be a spoiler or anything, but this is a movie from 2012 that I feel has some really good animated scenes, and this is a pretty fun one. So this is older Leon, right? So go forward to when Leon is in the military and the US government has, signed him on to take care of, zombie missions like overseas. So this is in Russia. That's another Mr. X, by the way. Okay, so you see his outfit that he has on, all this metal stuff on here? That's just to contain his power. So, like, he can't take it off himself because in his brain, he is focused on killing whoever gets in his way. So if anybody knocks the gloves off, this shoulder pad and everything off, then he can unleash his full power and go Super Saiyan X. That's how it works. No, you're wasting your bullets. Okay, so You know these are lickers. So the reason why these lickers are actually not attacking this guy is that this guy actually has a brain parasite. And he has an advanced brain parasite that basically makes these things his doggies. So yeah, parasite. These things become friendly to this guy. Ooh, strike one. No, not the doggy. The one just ran away. Wait, I know what they're doing. They're gonna blast the tank. Yo, that's big brain.
Nice work, pal.
Oh, hell yeah, that's big brain. That explosion was so cool that actually, hold on. Okay, scene number 2. Let's continue the scene. We need to see the second part. Alright, here we go. Super Saiyan time. Oh shoot. That's broken back. Because he's invincible.
Really shouldn't have done that.
Oh, nice. Yo, Leon, grab a grenade or something. This boy has to have a grenade or something. Wait. No, his back is broken. Oh, that's not enough. That is not enough. He is out of rounds. Boy is out of rounds. Oh, got the cavalry. Oh, booty. Mr. X booty. Leon booty.
butting in.
You were saying that Zombie Hunter? They're almost there. They're almost done.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Steady.
Come on. Don't be shy.
Yes, doggy. Let's go.
This might hurt a little.
Yeah, what would we do without them? So, yeah, that's how you can actually. You really can't kill Mr. X, like, or his brothers, or his sisters, or his cousins, without any kind of rocket launcher, no matter what. And you can see how much effort was put into that one battle alone. Like, not even a gas tank could kill Mr. X. Like, all you do with a gas tank is just remove all the power limiters to make him become Super Saiyan. That's the thing, Zombie Hunter. We need the tanks. That's all we gotta have. At the end of the day, to kill Mr. X or Nemesis, bring in the tank. Bring in the rocket launchers, the RPGs, everything. That's how we can get them. But yeah, there's much to be expected for Resident Evil 3, and I definitely can't wait to play the game for myself. Whew. Yeah, there's Resident Evil has such an expansive history and a lot going on behind it. It makes a lot of people talking about it. Like, talk about the science behind it, the logic behind it, all the marketing and everything, Capcom's decisions behind it. But yeah, if you decide to buy it, go ahead, feel free to buy it. Besides, Resident Evil 3 doesn't come after Resident Evil 2. The events of Resident Evil 3 come before Resident Evil 2, actually. So you're actually starting at the very beginning of how the zombie virus happened. So Resident Evil 2 happened after the infection. Resident Evil 3, that's when the infection started. So yeah, it's a prequel. So you'll know how it all started. You'll know everybody who was involved when the whole city became infected. So yep, much expectations to be have. Anyways, obviously Nemesis is going to die, but we're going to have to figure out how we can actually kill him in Resident Evil 3. For sure, which is going to be very difficult. Anywho.